Hey guys, so I'm just out here walking the fence line in our woods, just kind of inspecting things. Not too long ago, I came out here and did some chainsaw work, removing trees from the fence. Then Mr. Smith and I did some repair work in a couple areas that needed to be fixed up. We've had a lot of storms and a lot of wind lately, and so I just want to make sure that we don't have more that we need to take care of. And I've noticed, so right there, let's see, right over there, you probably can't see it, but in the tree back there, there is a tree stand. And it looks like with the leaves falling that we're starting to get a pretty good view with this tree stand. So we own two of them. The one that I usually hunt in, that I hunted a few weeks ago and got that deer, is up in a different area, and that one you can use a little bit earlier in the season. This one I suppose you can, except once the leaves start falling you have a much better view with this one. So now that the leaves are starting to fall, starting to get a little bit better view with our one-man one. But I think I need to grab one of my trail cameras and bring it out here and set it up right here, because you know, we've lived here for 2.5 years now, and this whole time there has been this animal den. I mean, clearly an animal den, but I don't know what's living in there. And I'm curious every time I walk by, what might it be? I mean, I can see like little paw prints right there in the dirt, but I don't know what it is. So I think I need to bring out one of my cameras and figure it out once and for all. So I just got done doing my volunteer work at the animal shelter. I actually haven't been there in a couple of weeks. I try to go at least every other week. Every week would be ideal, but it just doesn't happen. Sometimes I'm too busy, sometimes the weather doesn't cooperate, and but it's been a couple of weeks since I've been able to get there, and so I was happy to go. There weren't very many dogs. There was actually only 2 new dogs, but holy moly, there was 11 new cats, ranging everywhere from itty bitty kittens to big fat, I think, Maine Coon cats. Yeah, so there was a bunch of them. But in any case, I'm gonna finish walking this line. Good morning! It is super early, and I am on my way into Huntsville, Alabama, heading up on top of Monte Sano Mountain, where I am going to be photographing a race. Hey guys, so I am out here on Monte Sano Mountain in Huntsville, Alabama. I am photographing a marathon in the woods. These are some hardcore runners because they are running up and down cliffs. Like, you know, anytime they have an event like this, there's always EMTs and such. They have a group here that do cave rescue, if that tells you anything. So, yeah, these are dedicated runners.
You getting in the
Studies.
guys, so I am still out here photographing runners. These people are dedicated. I mentioned earlier that this was like a major run. This is a 50K. 50K. That's like 31 miles. And you should see some of this terrain. I mean, I could hardly walk on some of this terrain coming down through here. I don't know how these people are running it. Holy moly. 3 times. They do this loop 3 times.
Thanks for coming out.
No problem.
Hope you're staying warm.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if you can tell how steep this is starting to get, but this is actually level compared to the next little stretch. And from what I understand, there is some pretty serious terrain. It is a beautiful run, though, for those who are running. I'm not running. I'm taking pictures. I have the fun part of it. So I went all the way back to my truck to go back to the start-finish area when I realized I left my gloves laying down there where I was sitting. My brand new Cabela gloves that are like, I don't know, 50 bucks. I'll be honest with you there for a second. For a split second, I thought, forget it. Buy new gloves. But then I'm like, do you know how much you paid for those gloves? Get your butt back down there and go get them. So I'm getting my butt back down there. And hopefully they're still there. They probably are. There's not very many people out on the trail today. Oh, check this out. That is wild. Don't you love nature? Yeah. So all the way back down the trail, all the way out that way somewhere. Yeah. Alright, you guys, well, the chicken in my last video that I was trying to nurse and all of that ended up not making it. You know, you do what you can, and sometimes everything you can do isn't enough. With the weather turning cold and my having so many chickens molting and everything, I've upped the protein that the chickens get. They get black oil sunflower seeds. They get a higher protein feed, but even upping the protein, it wasn't enough to save that girl. She was kind of too far gone, I think, and the cold snap that we had getting down into the 20s was just too much for her. To be honest with you, she lasted a little bit longer than I thought she would. Because she was in really bad shape. She had gotten to the point where she could barely walk. You might have seen that in the video. And she'd been like that for a few days. What can you say? That's just the reality. It happens.